Let's take a first look at the 8 different reverb structures that sit within the Mercury X from Meris. For those of you familiar with Meris, the first couple of reverb settings will be super familiar. The first setting we've got is Ultra Plate, and that is adapted from the Mercury X, which really was the reverb pedal that kicked things off for Meris. So it is a plate reverb, and there's 3 pages of different settings that you can impact. Again, you can do that for most of the reverbs, so I'll showcase a few of those, but the whole point of this really is to hear the straight up reverbs, what are they doing, and how could you utilize them yourself. So lovely reverb. The mod on all of these reverbs is great, but let's just bang the mod depth up. Let's put the mod speed up and hear what that sounds like on the Ultra Plate. We've got EQ options on all of these reverbs. Let's just hear that on this reverb as an example. Let's take the low end out. Really present and bright. Got the high frequency up to 100. Let's pull that right out. Bring the low end back in. Let's see how big this goes. Answer very. That's Ultra Plate taken from the Mercury 7, and another algorithm structure that comes from the Mercury 7 is next in line, which is Cathedral. Probably no prizes for guessing what sort of reverb this is going to be like. Meant for those massive ethereal sort of sounds. Bit of pre-delay on there. Really nice and lovely to hear. If you're listening in stereo, the modulation move from speaker to speaker. Great stuff. The next setting that we've got is Spring, I believe. A little bit more straightforward, less options in the algorithm. But then if you want a spring reverb, then you want a spring reverb. A dwell setting here, which is specific to the spring, I believe. Let's go from 0 to 100 and hear that difference. Woo! So my understanding is no dwell would basically be the replication of like a plate reverb from an amp, and I think with dwell on 100% you're getting from like that classic sort of spring tank sound. Again, you've got your EQ. You can blend the pre-delay, but I'm not going to get into that today. And there's gate, which there is on all of these reverbs for another video. Let's go to the next setting, which is 78 room. Now, those of you that have been a fan of Meris and also Chase Bliss of the Automane range they brought out fairly recently, the 78 models, the 78 reverb models were the basis of that collaboration pedal that came out. And they're also in this pedal, which is brilliant. So the 78 room sounds a bit like this. Can change the tank modulation to high. Sounds very different. We've got diffusion on this one. Let's put it to low. almost sounds like a tremolo acting upon the sound there. Really, really interesting. Again, we can influence the EQ more specifically on this one actually. So we've got mids, bass and treble. We can dictate exactly what we're after. So let's go for a top end heavy, take the bass and the mids out. And the opposite. And where those frequencies cross over. So really cool room verb. We can go to now 78 plate, and I traditionally really like plate reverb. Used it a lot in all sorts of different settings, including in recordings on drums and stuff like that. And look, we're playing some guitar on this today, but I suspect as well that would be brilliant to use on vocals and stuff like drums, which is predominantly where I've used it in recordings in the past. I've got 78 Hall, love a Hall reverb. Look, this has got the full EQ capability, diffusion, pre-delay, gate, etc. Let's just make this go big. Just super nice, and again, sounds great in stereo. Okay, we've got 2 settings left on this video. We're going to look at Prism. Prism, P-R-I-S-M. This is, I believe, a new reverb structure that has been built specifically for the Mercury X, like a dual tanked reverb. So the point being here that you can almost specify the distance, the depth, and all that sort of stuff to create like a 3-dimensional reverb sound. Not sure if I've described that right, but that's what I took from what I've read. Let's have a play. Not played it yet, so let's have a play. Pretty lush, just as comes. Change the distance, we're at 10.3. Let's go to 2 meters. 68.6 meters. There's a low cut. Let's cut out below 100. 94. Maybe 200, 300. We won't disperse it. Oh. Like a delay pedal. Cool. Put some modulation on. Let's increase the speed a bit, increase the depth. And I think this is an important dial here for this prism setting, which is the modulation phase. My understanding is that you can use that to increase, decrease, alter essentially the stereo spread of the reverb. You need to play with that more. Super nice and lush to me, but I still need more time with that thing to work it through. Finally, we've got gravity. I don't think you need to read anything to guess from the name of this that this is going to definitely be, I imagine, the most ethereal setting on the Mercury X. I'm saying that without having ever played it before, but I imagine this is sort of space-like, light and breezy, and you can go wild and deep with it. So if you were into the more ambient flavours, this is probably the one you're going to want to lean into. No, I'm not wrong. 3 notes. Very, very cool. I've got decay on 97% there. That's possibly a bit too much, I'm reckoning. And we've got tilt EQ. Got that at 0. Okay. High pass, low pass, really simple and effective. I'm not quite sure why we don't just have that on every setting. I'm sure there's a technical reason that I don't know. Put that back to 0. Okay, so mod feedback is almost the decay. Well, it's not the. So mod feedback, super powerful control on this one, and we've got a gain setting here. Let's turn that right down. Okay. Try playing around with gate. Very cool. Meris has probably smashed it out of the park again with this one, albeit I'm very early into my experimentation. Just a reminder that the reverb structures are just one of the elements in this reverb pedal. You can team them up and pair them up with loads of other stuff to really bring these foundational reverb sounds to life. If you want to see other videos around Meris, either the LVX or the Mercury X, then this is the channel for you. I've got a playlist somewhere here with over 12 LVX videos on, and that number is growing by the month. And look, there's going to be a similar number of Mercury X videos here on the channel. Not only run-throughs of presets and sounds, where there'll be a little bit of that, but what I like to do here on the channel, if you don't know, if you don't subscribe, is to go more in depth on the gear, the pedals, and really try and break down the architecture, the structure, and ultimately to help you understand these pedals better and make them work for you. So if that sounds like your thing, hit the subscribe button if you don't already. Comment below, what did you think? What was your favourite of the 8 different algorithms in the Mercury X? And I would love to have you join me here every week, where I upload a couple of videos on all things music and gear related. Thanks for watching.